Its colors are green and yellow. Its founder vowed, "I will never put my name on a product that does not have in it the best that is in me." It is one of the country's most recognized corporate symbols. The Leaping Deer trademark has been tantamount with quality John Deere products for more than 120 years. Over the last couple of weeks, I have immersed myself in learning everything I could about John Deere. Some of you may be thinking, that's just the name of a tractor, but I hope to show you that it is also the name of an inventor and a real man. Today, we're going to explore the life, good and bad, rich and poor, of the man who developed the first commercially successful self-scouring steel plow. John Deere was born in Rutland, Vermont on February 7, 1804. He was the third son of William Deere and Sarah Yates Deere. In 1805, his family moved to Middlebury, Vermont, where his father was a tailor. 3 years later, John's father boarded a boat for England in hopes of claiming an inheritance. Unfortunately, he was never heard from again and was presumed lost at sea. His mother, Sarah, also called Sally, took over the tailoring business and was able to make a living for her and the 5 children. John received the simplest of education. Without his mother knowing, and in an attempt to help, as a teenager he took a job with a tanner, where he worked in exchange for a small amount of money, shoes, and clothes. In 1821, when John was 17 years old, he and his mother made the decision for him to become an apprentice to one of the town's most prosperous blacksmiths. For the apprenticeship, John received room, board, clothes, and some writing, reading, and math instruction. During the apprenticeship, John met Demarius Lamb. The two were married on January 28, 1827. John and Demarius welcomed a total of 9 children over the years. He purchased a piece of property and started his first blacksmith shop on a major crossroad for main stagecoach lines that connected Vermont with Boston. He had plenty of work, but good fortune was not to be had. Fire struck his blacksmith shop not once, but twice. Now he was forced to sell the property. This left his family in debt. Over the next 4 years, the family moved 4 times in search of employment that could pay regular wages. In Royalton, Vermont, he found work as an ironer, making parts for stagecoaches, wagons, and carriages. Times were very difficult in Vermont, and John and Demarius were faced with a life-changing decision. The lure of sole proprietorship motivated John to move out west to Illinois in hopes of making a fresh start. On November 7, 1836, John said goodbye to his wife and children. After traveling several weeks by boat and stagecoach, he reached Grand Detour, Illinois. The town was in such need of a blacksmith that within 2 days after his arrival, he built a forge and was busy with business. He shoed horses, oxen, repaired equipment, and plows. At this point, he learned from the pioneers how much trouble they had when trying to farm the soil. The cast iron plows they brought from the east were not designed for the rich Midwestern soil that clung to their plows. He studied the problem and made a polished and properly shaped plow in 1837. He had used the steel from a broken saw blade and tested it on the farm of Lewis Crandall. This highly polished plow was the answer for the pioneer farmers to become successful. At this point, he went from John Deere the blacksmith to John Deere the manufacturer. A little known fact is he went from making 10 plows that first year to making 100 plows 3 years later. Over the next 10 years, Mr. Deere goes in and out of partnerships with several other businessmen. In 1852, he buys out his partners, and for the next 16 years, the company is known as John Deere or John Deere and Company and is located in Moline, Illinois. A company whose chief executive officers for the last 145 years have all been related to John Deere by birth or marriage. In 1865, Demarius dies. John was determined to remarry, and several months after Demarius' death, he traveled back to his wife's family homestead in Vermont. There, Lucinia Lamb, Demarius's younger sister, becomes John's second wife. Lucinia was 58 years old and had never married. She came back to Moline, where they spent the next 20 years together. They had plenty of money and time to enjoy each other, farming and traveling. John became involved in politics and was elected mayor of Moline in 1873. John Deere died on May 17, 1886, at his home in Moline. It is interesting to note that the colors green and yellow and the leaping deer that we all know as a tractor company logo started out as a plow. It is said that John Deere vowed, "I will never put my name on a product that does not have in it the best that is in me." Thank you.